with Chuck and Stephen from That's Opportunity Knocking, short comedy, nominated at London at our festival. Congratulations.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Steve.
Thank you. Who wants to tell me the synopsis of this film?
Well, I'll take that.
And sorry, your connection to the film. I've just introduced you being part of the film, but if you explain what you actually, your role is with the film,
Right.
how you're connected to it.
So I'm Chuck Pelletier, and I directed the film and I wrote the film. Stephen Foster, next to me here, is one of our lead actors of the film. There are 5 actors in the film, and he is one of the 5 actors. It's a comedy, and it's based on a story that actually happened to one of the 5 actors.
Right.
The name of the film is That's Opportunity Knocking, and the film is 22 minutes long, and it traces the story of, as I said, one of the actors living in New York. He had his apartment burglarized, and he got home, and the place was ransacked, and he didn't realize what had happened, and he went to sleep with another girl. They woke up in the morning, and the place had been robbed. So the interesting scenario is that when they got home, the burglars must have been there as they were in the living room, and they still, to this day, don't know where those burglars were.
What, hiding or?
Right.
Yes.
So I imagined sort of a tall tale based on this. I sort of decided where those burglars might have been, and I wrote a 22-minute script based on the burglars being, as you'll see if you see the film, and they end up in the bathroom. So the film cuts back and forth from the 2 of them in the living room to the burglars hiding in the bathroom, and so on. And mayhem ensues.
How did you come across it? Was it just in the news?
No. So we were in a play, Stephen and I'm also an actor, and we were in a play at the Hollywood Fringe Festival. And one of the actors in this was also involved in that play. We were all having drinks at a bar across from the theater after one of the productions of the play, and he told us the story. It happened to him. So I said, I want to write that script. If I write that, can I have your story and write that script, and will you play that actor? And he said, sure. And that was Thomas Annewalt.
Yes.
So it was a true story that had happened to Thomas Annewalt, who's one of the actors in the film.
And how do you, embellish is the wrong word, but how do you get, you know the nub of the story, but how do you sort of put all that into a script and get laughs out of it?
A lot of alcohol.
Bloody lot of work, I'd imagine. I mean, how long did it take to put together?
How long did it take to write the script? Probably about 3 months. I mean, it's only 22 pages, so I don't know how many hours I actually put into it, but it was about a 3-month process. You can talk about the producer, how she approached us, or we had another script. We had written a script together.
The producer approached you?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah,
quite
the
unusual.
producer of a movie that I was in called Hidden Hills, Cynthia Webster, approached us because we had written another script that she liked, and it was a feature, and we didn't have the budget to do that, so we sort of she came up and said, you guys have anything that's short? And so Chuck presented her with the script that he had already written, and she said, well, let's produce that. Let's make a short. And so
That's a stroke of luck, isn't it?
What's that?
That's a stroke of luck, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And so we ended up making it, and so far it's done quite well in film festivals, and we've won 8 awards, and we're nominated here at this film festival, and we're just very enthusiastic about the project, because when we started studying short films, there weren't too many comedies. There were a lot of coming of age stories.
Because it's so difficult to write, I guess.
What's that?
It's so difficult to. You're not just doing a story. You've got to think. Yeah, we're doing a story. Well, fuck, we've got to make people laugh as well.
Yeah.
So I imagine a lot of people are sort of like, shit. Okay, I can write a drama, because you could have made this a drama.
Yes.
It wouldn't be the same, of course,
No.
and it probably crossed your mind. I have no idea. But then, at some point, you thought, I guess, no, we've got to make this a comedy. Oh shit, we've got to make people laugh. Sorry, you may have had background of making people laugh. I haven't got a clue, but what I'm trying to make is that more difficult than a straight story?
Oh, absolutely.
It's got to be.
But the reason that what drew us to that is we've written together, and I've written by myself, and he's written by himself. And I would say pretty close to I don't want to say 100%, but most of what I write is comedy.
Yeah.
So when he pitched us this story at that bar, I immediately thought, some people might have thought the burglars were in the closet with a gun. I'm thinking the burglars are, I don't want to give away the movie, but the burglars are stuck in the bathroom, something. I immediately go to the comedy.
Or in a closet and they're overhearing the conversation. So, our training is theater training. So we're used to the phone ringing, the door slamming, the neighbor coming in, so that's sort of our vernacular of our work. And so that's sort of, I know that's where Chuck's mind went, is completely to like, this situation is just too absurd that these robbers are there, that had come out, they didn't hold them up at gunpoint. So, why were they hiding instead of, killing them or something?
Because it would be quite difficult to make this into a feature. I guess what you've done is taken the number of it. I guess you can't really stretch this much more, can you?
Yeah, people have said to me, "Oh, you should make this into a feature film."
Yeah.
And I've never considered it.
No.
Because to me, a story tells you what it is. I'm also, when in my younger years, I did a lot of songwriting. I've also written feature scripts, I don't know how many, 5. And I've written a short story or 2. And I think that all of those genres, when an idea comes to you, and usually an idea comes to me in a story, it tells you what format it should be in.
Right.
And somebody will sometimes tell me I'm writing a script about something, and I'll go, well, that sounds like a song.
Yeah.
Or that sounds like a short film, or it sounds like a feature. And this idea just was a short film. That's just what it was.
Yeah, because I haven't got a clue, but imagine if you've got it's essentially in one room,
Yes.
It's in an apartment. I know there's a bathroom, but I don't know how you'd stretch that to be 90 minutes, because I guess how would you keep the laughs going in one? I mean, I know it can be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen films where, Neil Simon has done this, admittedly, but it's very, very difficult, isn't it? Where you're not made your film, obviously, you haven't done that, but you get my drift here.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it going for 90 minutes, but you obviously looked at it and thought, no.
I think that the content tells you. There's a story, I think it was Michelangelo, that did a lot of sculpting, obviously, and he used to say that the marble, the marble told him what was inside of it, and all he had to do was chisel away.
Right.
And I think that's what
What
stories
was
do.
Dr.
If you really,
David? Yeah.
if you listen to the story will tell you what it is. I think.
How did you?
Are you sort of both pretty happy with the result? I mean, because you can always tweak. You can tweak ad infinitum, can't you? But are you in the round pretty happy with what you've got?
I am. I mean, you talk about lucky. We had Stephen and our 4 other actors, Charlotte Gleason, Thomas Anwald, who I mentioned, Mo Kanakoa, and Seychelle Dennis. All 4 of them were graduates of the master's program at USC in acting.
Yeah.
And we'd seen them in a bunch of shows, so there was a camaraderie there that they all showed.
We'd also worked with them too. And I had met Charlotte because she cast me in the Reindeer Monologues about 10 years ago. So her and I have been friends. So, and I've used her and stuff, and Mo, and so we had this little collective thing happening. And then she just happened to go to USC, and that's where the other 3, we kind of met them through her at USC, and all of them were USC graduates, and I was sort of like, Oliver Twist. I was like the one that didn't go to USC.
But when you use,
You're the Artful Dodger.
I was the Artful Dodger.
But Stephen is a brilliant comic actor, and everybody that's ever seen him in anything says that. And the 4 of them are brilliant actors and comic actors. When you use a cast of that caliber, I think you're just happy with the result. I mean, I don't even take credit for the result, but I see the result and I love the result because I cast it right. They say casting is 90%. It's not me. It's the fact that I cast 5 brilliant actors, so I love watching their work.
And when you get a film like this, let's be honest, it's a really good film. It is really funny.
Thanks.
I really enjoyed it. But then are you then competing with yourself with your next project? So it's not top it, but at least, I mean, does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I mean, how do you deal with it? Because you're like, yeah, it's great. Fucking hell, I've got to do something else now. Am I going to get to that?
Well, I've got 2 ideas for other short films, and then Stephen and I have a couple different feature screenplays.
Yes.
2 that we've written and another one that we have an idea.
Comedies or straight?
All comedies.
Right, okay.
All
Like,
comedies.
always comedies.
Always
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, okay.
Stephen writes some drama, but I don't. I
think
just
wrote
want to do
one-
comedy.
One drama, and it was kind of clunky because it was just not my. I have a very strong comedic voice, and that's pretty much anything that I do as an actor always comes out funny, even if I'm trying not to be funny.
So you might as well play to
I might as
the
well
play to the
just- I
suit.
just might as well just play my cards the way they come out of my hand, you know.
So do you actually have, I know you're working other things at the moment, but do you have a specific project you've coming up next that you can talk about? I mean, sometimes you can't. Have you got something you can, you don't have to tell us too much and, you know, let the cat out of the bag, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is, are you
Can
working
I
something?
answer that?
Yeah, please.
Chuck has a script that he's writing that is very topical. Whereas like this one at the beginning, it's very topical because the 2 robbers are robbing the apartment because of they can't get jobs and the political climate and the economy.
So we talk about the 99%
yeah,
versus the 1%.
99% versus the 1%, and you know, big money versus little money, and the big guy versus the small guy. Well, he has a project that he wants to film, and he's just starting to write it. That's very topical, and it's about you know,
Yes.
big industry and
A
how
wacky
that-
president.
well, it's not political. It doesn't have to do with the president, but it does have to do with America and the way people think and trying to make everything easy. So that's something that he's working on, and it's a really good project, and I think I have a good monologue in it. I hope.
Tell me something about
can't-
yourselves
I
that
can't-
no one's going to know. There must be something that no one's going to know that's a really cool fact about you. That's caught you, isn't it?
That has caught me that no one is going to know.
Well, very few people know. It doesn't have to be something that'll embarrass you. So if it's embarrassing you, don't answer the question. But if you've got something funny or interesting about you,
I'm a dual citizen of America and Canada.
right? Good luck getting back into the US with that one.
Now that it's been
Who
streamed.
doesn't want to go back? You know?
Says you want to go back.
There's somebody at the border right now in America, and he's watching this
Yeah.
very. he's
Don't
just pulled
let
it
him
up.
back in.
He's marked my passport.
Yeah.
I got-
You've got no problem having a Canadian bike. That won't be a problem.
Something that people don't know about me, I was only 1 pound and 14 ounces when I was born.
And you said, God, that is some.
What's that?
To survive that is something.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like a bag of
I
sugar.
think this
That's
water-
less than a bag of
water-
sugar.
yeah.
A bag of sugar's 2.2 pounds.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
less than a bag of sugar.
But
yeah.
I was sweeter than a bag of sugar.
Excellent. And have you seen a film that you think, I wish I'd have made that? Is there one? I'm not asking you for your favourite film because I think that's a trip up question.
Yes,
And it's
I've
hard.
seen so many films that I wish I'd made. Although, if I were going to jump to the ones that I really love, I would probably jump to films that I think we've jumped to the films that we saw when we were young. You know, the film Airplane.
No.
I think is just a hysterical
Oh, yeah.
film. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is another one that, you know, it's just it's folklore to me. I mean, and then there's one dramatic film, and that's Amadeus,
Oh, right, interesting, brilliant film.
which is my favorite film, and of course everybody wishes they made that film. But
I wish I were in that
one of the
film.
reasons
Yeah.
one of the reasons I love that film is that it has more comedy in it than any other drama that ever won the Academy Award. It is a funny movie. You laugh out loud many times in that movie, and I love the comedy of that movie as much as I love the drama.
I don't know the exact, I can't remember the exact line, but it's when F. Murray Abraham hears Mozart for the first time, and he says something like, God, it's really unfair to let somebody as childish as that have, basically he's a genius, isn't
Right.
he? And he's realised, just listening to the first one, he's like, this is the best it can ever be. And then he comes across the childish Mozart.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's such a paradox, and that to me captures our film. So I think it's a brilliant film.
Right,
It's a
yeah.
brilliant. I can't remember the line he uses, but you know what I'm
Right.
getting to.
No. Yeah. I love that scene. I love
You
that
know.
scene.
I love that scene.
What's your film?
My film, okay, as I'm not a director, a film that I wish I were in, we're Waiting for Guffman.
Which one?
Waiting for Guffman.
I don't know.
Christopher Guest.
Christopher Guest.
No, I haven't seen
these local small town people trying to put on a show. and it all goes awry. And
That's possible. I don't know that one at
it's
all.
a very
Is it a
funny
comedy?
movie. Yes.
Independent
Yes.
comedy.
Right. Okay.
Not really independent. The guy that made Spinal Tap and
Bruce.
Best in Show.
No, I'm thinking of Bruce. It's not Bruce. No. I know.
Christopher Guest.
Christopher. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've
Michael
seen Spinal Tap,
McKeon.
of course.
and-
Yes,
Everyone's
yes.
seen Spinal Tap.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great
That's
film.
one of my favorites. And so it's anything with a bunch of weird, oddball characters. Well, my favorite role model when I was studying acting was Carol Burnett.
Right.
And I love the Carol Burnett show. I used to watch it. My granny, my sister and I used to watch it in the afternoons on her TV, and I would just absorb it. And I would memorize those skits, and I would act them out with my sister. And that's really what made me want to become an actor, is to play. What I loved about Carol Burnett, not only was she funny, but every character she played, no matter who she was playing, she was very real and always in the moment of that character and always believed in the world of that character. And I think Tracy Ullman does the same thing. But I think Gilda Radner, or not Gilda Radner, but Carol Burnett, Gilda Radner did it too. But they just had this thing of embodying the character and the world. And I always wanted to do that as an actor, both on screen and on stage.
It's interesting you mentioned about Tracy Ullman, because what happened was, I don't know if you know this, but in the 80s, they were in a program called, I think it was Three of a Kind, which was okay, it was quite well known in the UK. Then she went off to the US and spent the next, 30 years there, became really well known. She's come back to the UK, does something for the BBC, but really, the big thing for her was going to the US, because that she's done really, really well out there, and she broke through, and I know she's really well known in the US. In the UK, she isn't so well known because she had that massive gap, you see.
Really?
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, she's one of the funniest
Yeah, she's really gifted.
comic actors.
Well, when she was in the UK,
on the planet.
wasn't she still like a singer? Because I know that she released like 3 records or
she'd
something
done,
like that
she'd done
before the Tracy Ullman show broke through.
Yeah, she did. She was a singer. She'd done 1 or 2 tracks in the 80s, but she was, like I say, she's in a program called Three of a Kind with David Copperfield, real name, not the magician, and also Lenny Henry. And in fact, I believe it was the first time The Simpsons was shown in the UK, because it was on there.
Right. No,
Yeah.
she created that. It,
Well, she-
it started on her show.
It started on
It
the
started
show,
on the Tracy Ullman show.
Tracy
on
Ullman show.
Fox.
Yeah, well, it was called Three of a Kind in the UK.
Oh, I
Was
see.
it called Three of a
Three of a Kind, yeah.
So that's where it's. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
when we got it, it was called the Tracy Ullman Show.
Right, okay.
Oh, interesting.
And then, as I say, she spent 30 years basically in the
Right.
US and done phenomenally well. But she was forgotten about in the UK. And so she came back a couple of years ago and done something at BBC. But I know for a fact that people under, shall we say, 30, 35 won't know who she is.
Right.
Because she went over to your neck of the woods and done really well. I say it's interesting you mention her, because a lot of people won't know who she is. I do, unfortunately.
That's
So much.
interesting.
Yeah. But she's great.
She's great.
Great
She's
comedian.
so funny, and
Yeah, she is.
she keeps reinventing herself in the States and keeps trying to have series, and they don't really go that well because I don't think she's that trendy. She's not trendy like a
That's a
Tina
good,
Fey
yeah, that's a
or
good
an
word.
Amy
Yeah,
Poehler.
yeah.
She's not on prime time. So, but I've got to tell you, when we saw Into the Woods, she stole that movie.
Oh, I didn't realise
She stole that movie. She played Jack's mother.
Yeah.
Oh,
The older lady.
She brought it. I was like, man, that woman. The same thing I was just saying. She embodied the whole character, the whole world. I bought every single word that came out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Listen, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
That's all I want in the whole wide world, is to live like those guys in the gangster movies.
So where's the suitcase?
That's my suitcase. I put the blanket over it to keep it warm. What do you say we take this into your bedroom?
Are you two robbing us?
The only thing more awkward than the wrong people having sex is the right people not having sex.
You know what your problem is? You're not intimidating.
How about now?
Not at all. I'm not in the least.
My psychic told me that I
How
am
can you go to
always-
bed with that unstable little twerp?
So you're Rob. I'm Wally. What's your name?
I don't have a name. I'm your worst nightmare.
That's from a movie.
I told him he doesn't got it.
Damn it!
I'll rip off rich people with you, 'cause I got nothing else to do. I'll rip off rich people with you, and let's get ice cream too.